Hey fellow Nevillers, welcome back to the channel. I've got my nose up in Neville's 1948 master lessons, and they are master lessons. There's 5 of them in total. I could do a billion posts, but today I'm on chapter 4, just a random flick through his back to front copy of the 1948 lessons. No one to change but self. Everything, fellow Nevillers, is based on our concept of self. There's a paragraph in here where Neville talks about perfection, i.e. we want to see it out here. The reason we don't see it in our 3D is because we're not it up in our consciousness. And as we know, because Neville drums it in us every time, mostly in all his lectures, it's about our self-concept. So that's what we're going to talk about today. It's about our superstitions, beliefs and prejudices that we operate from. Let's find them, let's change them, fellow Nevillers. Welcome back to the channel. I'm Sarah, Neville O'Clock, sharing Neville's wisdom every day. If you haven't already, please hit the subscribe button and then you won't miss any of his fabulous lessons. Let's dive in. Lessons. Let's dive in, fellow Nevillers. I'll start the lecture, my lovelies, with a personal share. A couple of days ago, someone said something to me really cutting and it hurt me and I was triggered. So what I did was take out my anger on that person, which really is myself, and we shouldn't do that, fellow Nevillers. Neville says right here, he says, "You have no life in my world, save that I am conscious of you. You are rooted in me, and like fruit, you bear witness of the vine that I am." So back to I am. So back to my personal share, where something was said to me that really kind of upset me, like things do, because we're human and we have feelings. It was my concept of myself. What we do is have these beliefs and superstitions. Our secret self, which is our self-concept, our inner self, greater self. This is what we're working on, and it is our self-concept. It's full of limiting beliefs. Well, it is at the beginning of the journey till we refine ourselves. So when Neville says there is no other way to change this world, what he means is we have to change our concept of our self, and then that will reflect out there in our 3D. So So what I did in my consciousness was berate myself, belittle myself about something. I can't even remember what it was. It's all been forgiven now, and that's another big thing with Neville's lectures, forgiving yourself. Because it's only ourselves that we have to forgive. So he says, when men and women help or hinder us, they only play the part that we, i.e. I, by our self-concept wrote for them, and they play it automatically. They must play the parts they are playing because we are what we are. So yeah. So yesterday when I berated myself, someone in my 3D reality actually fulfills that role, that assumption that I made. I made an assumption that I wasn't as good as somebody else. We all do this from time to time. Well, most of us do. Anyhow, I unassumed that, used revision, which is another fabulous lecture, book, teaching that we have to understand when we're manifesting our world. So Neville says they must play the parts they are playing because we are what we are. And this goes back to ourselves. So we have to revise our reactions and change them to the ideal. One more section here that's relevant. It's at Neville's lecture, i.e. there's people in the audience. He says, do you know that no two in this room, i.e. no two of you watching this video, live in the same world? We are going home to different worlds tonight. We close our doors on entirely different worlds. We rise tomorrow and go to work where we meet each other and meet others, but we live in different mental worlds, different physical worlds. So this is what we did, or what I did. Different mental worlds. It's all our mental world, what we think and what we believe. Up here in our consciousness, our beliefs, we have to revise and change those and upgrade them or up-level them, fellow Nevillers. He says, no two here can tell me that you have heard the same message any one night. The one thing you must do is hear what I say through that which you are. It must be filtered through your prejudices, your superstitions, and your concept of self. Whatever you are, it must come through that and be coloured by whatever you are. I'll take me old ladies off and put my book down and stop the share of the book right here, because this is what's important with today's main point, fellow Nevillers. It's our concept of self that we must change. The reaction I got yesterday from a best friend actually wasn't what I normally receive, and it was totally because I had dogged myself, i.e. badmouthed myself, downtrod myself, belittled myself about some work that I'd produced. I did it fast and I didn't do it meticulously like I generally do. And sure enough, that thought I had has the power to go out into 3D, up into 4D, and make someone in my world fulfill the silly thought that I had. I shouldn't call it silly, we're not to judge them. It's a false belief is what it is, fellow Nevillers. So really the moral of the story is pay attention to what you're thinking, your thoughts, your beliefs, your superstitions and your prejudices, and change them. We have to notice them when they come up. You'll notice because you'll have a feeling coming up within you, like a feeling of discomfort, shame, or something like that. So fellow Nevillers, try and notice what you're doing on the inside, because sure enough, it's going to come back and smack you on the outside, and we don't want that. Okay, fellow Nevillers, big fat kiss for you, big fat kiss for myself, because we're all about love up here. There's some links down there to the other self-concept videos I've done, because there's so many nuggets of wisdom in Neville's works. I suggest, fellow Nevillers, that you can do your own research and teachings yourself by looking at Neville's 1948 master lessons. Master lessons. There's 5 in all. Chapter 4, No One to Change But Self, is our most important one we can focus on. And as you can tell by my shares, I'm still working through it. Actually, fellow Nevillers, it's a lifetime of work. Our self-concept never disappears. It's always going to come and surprise us, but in the most beautiful way, like Neville says. Have a fabulous day, morning, noon and night. Enjoy your life, fellow Nevillers, and I'll see you next time. Feel free to leave a comment and some love and thumbs up. Bye, guys.